Hey everyone, happy Friday. This is Zuri. Welcome to Talk Yarning to Me. I'm going to be talking yarning with you for just a little bit. I would first like to welcome all of my returning viewers and all of my new viewers. I think I've made a handful of new friends here in the last week or two. I feel like I'm looking askance. Okay, I'm gonna look at the camera, but it's weird. I don't know why. I feel like I'm looking off today. I don't know. I keep seeing like the whites in my eyes like this. And I'm like, oh. So I'm trying to angle this better. Hang on. Maybe if let me pull you up a little bit. Maybe. That's not good. I don't know. Okay. If I'm looking crazy, excuse me. But I have made some new friends this last couple of weeks. And obviously always appreciate my old friends, my vintage friends, my loyal companions for this last 2.5 3 years that we've been hanging out talking about yarn and knit and crochet. I am a knit and crochet channel. I do just whatever I feel like it. I just do whatever I feel like. I don't have any niche, you know. I don't do markets, I don't do selling, so I just kind of make whatever I feel like. Lately, I've been doing a lot of wearables for me and others, mainly me, because you know how you are if you're a crafter. I don't know, actually, I don't know if everyone's like this, but me, I'm always, one, if someone I know is getting married or pregnant, I am always like thinking about what I can make for them. And then, just like sometimes I just see a yarn and just want to make something for somebody, or I just get inspired. So I spend a lot of time making for other people, which I love doing. That's not a complaint in any way, but I do put myself last sometimes in my crafting journey. So I have been doing a lot for myself lately. One, because with wearables, obviously it's easier to do for yourself because you are yourself and I can measure myself whenever I want to. And two, especially me, because I like to kind of like keep what I'm doing a surprise. Like if someone asks me to make something, like I still like to like I'll get input, but the final product, I like it to be like a surprise, you know? And similarly, like when someone's making something for me, like I'm always like, I trust you, do what you do. And I love to see like just the final product as a surprise as well. So then I don't like to be like, hey, holding things up to people and be like, try this on or whatever. Because I want it to be a surprise. And then two, because the people just not always there available for you to have them try things on. So when I do lately, I've been like doing more wearables, and so I've been doing more stuff for me because I'm here. But I've made a lot of blankets, especially baby blankets. I had a season where everyone I knew was getting pregnant. I'm gonna have another baby blanket that I'm gonna start soon. I should have started this week, but I haven't had the time. I've done, especially as a knitter, I started off with hats and scarves quite a bit. And I haven't actually done a lot of those lately, but that's something, you know. Well, crocheting, I was trying earlier this year to crochet like a hat for every day of the year. But some stuff went on in my family that kind of derailed that project, and I never really got that back going. But the hats that I have already made are up in my room staring at me judgingly. So I probably should start doing those again. But knit hats, because they take a little longer, I haven't done a lot of those lately. I do have one. Can you see it? It's over in the corner. No, you can't see it. It's just out of sight there in this corner. It was a Musselburgh, or it is a Musselburgh style hat that I started making. I didn't talk to you guys about that yet. Maybe I'll grab it and show you, because I think I'm going to frog it again and restart it again. I might actually just buy the pattern, because I just can't get the sizing right. I keep going too big, and I'm doing it now, and I know it's big, and I'm kind of like telling myself that once I fold it over and do a brim and like do all that it's not going to be too big, but I think it's still going to be a little too big. So I'm going to rip it back at least part of the way, but I've gone so far that I'm like, I might as well rip it back all the way. We'll see. So there's that. This is a long intro, and I promised myself that I wouldn't be up before you guys long today. So let's get going. Nothing new to show today, but some progress on everything. Let's go from closest to finished to farthest finished, I think. So closest to finished, which is also the closest thing to me right now, is the Shrug shirt dealio that I am making for my 18-year-old niece, who is starting college on Monday. I cannot believe it. She's not my niece, she's my friend's daughter, but I've known her since she was 2. And so it's easier to say she's my niece, but she's also like my friend, like which is really weird. She's an adult now. Like we she calls me all the time. We'll just talk on the phone or like just be going like, just today we were watching some show together that she like put on her phone and shared her screen, and we're just like making snarky comments about it and things like that. Like she's like actually a friend now, which is really crazy that to know somebody who you knew when they were 2 and then now you're like, you would consider them a friend, which is just insane. But anyway, she asked me to make her a shrug in her favorite colors. I realized that I did not tell you last time the names of this yarns. I did show them to you, but I didn't talk to you about them at all. This is Caron All Day Cotton, which when I bought it, I thought it was going to be, I honestly thought that this was the same. I assumed that this was repackaged Bernat Softy Cotton, but it is not. It's similar. It's very similar. But this, if you guys can see, if it focuses, ooh, block on my face. Can't do this. I'm not good at this. Let me see if I hold it like this. There you go. I don't know if it's focusing, but I think it is. It's actually a chain spun. It's more of a chain spun yarn. Is it? Actually, it's not. It's just really loosely spun. Okay, I see that now. It's actually not chain spun. I thought it was. So this may actually be repackaged Bernat Softy Cotton. I wish I had some right near me to compare. But it's close enough. It's very close. I feel like it may be a smidge thinner, but like I said, I don't have any right near me to compare. But it is oh, you know what? It's not, because this is mercerized cotton. I don't think Bernat Softy Cotton is mercerized. But it is 100% mercerized cotton. This is, I think it's newer. I don't remember it ever being around anymore. It's a Yarn Inspirations, like Karen brand. It's a size 4, 4.5 millimeter knitting needles, 5mm crochet hooks, which is what I'm using for this project, I believe, yes. Made somewhere, machine washable and dryable. That's nice. Made somewhere, do you guys care? Made in India. So this is the color she wanted. This is cream. She wanted like a sage green, and which I wouldn't consider this sage, but this is the color. This is really close to the color blotch that she sent me, and this one's called moss. Okay, so this is the color combo, and I have it done. I just have to sew it together. So it's a 3 pieces. Okay, so first we started with the sleeves. All right, and this is one sleeve. They're done in the round. What I need to say about it, I found that there's several. If you put in like Crochet Shrug tutorial, you'll find a million of these. The tutorial that I found, I'll put it in the description. But I ended up altering it not quite a bit, but just her stitch counts, because she's got a picture of herself wearing it, I believe, if I recall. But it's just like when I did it, it just looks so small. I don't know if my yarn is smaller. I don't know if I did it tight, but it came out really small. So I made the sleeves a little bigger, and my niece is a little skinny thing, but even with as small as she is, I didn't really feel like, I was like, that's gotta be too small. So these are sleeves. One sleeve, I forget how many rows I did. I think I did the same number of rows. No, I don't think I did even that. And then 2. Okay, and then this here is the body. So I've noticed in like my past videos, since I got this new desk setup, that some stuff is kind of cut off down here, even though I'm seeing it in the viewfinder. So I'm going to try to remember the whole thing's a little higher up, and also to aim you a little bit lower. Okay. All right, so this is the body. So it would go, so you can't shoot here. Okay, like this. And so the original one, and this is another alteration I made, because the original kind of was like here, and it was just this, and it's pretty much just this in the sleeves. But she wanted one that is a little bit longer, so I think this will work. And then I also, the stitch count of like how much you not cast on, but chain for the body was a lot smaller than what, even for her, like I'm putting it like on me from armhole to armhole, like across, was like here. You know what I mean? It was really small. I was like, there's no way that's gonna, I mean, maybe it would have. Like, I kind of looked ahead in the tutorial and was like, well, maybe there's some special thing you do. Maybe there's an extra panel you add, but it's not. So I wanted to err on the side of bigger because I don't see her often enough in person to be like, here, try this on. So yeah, so all I got to do now is attach the sleeves. And she has a specific way in the tutorial, I think, that she has you do it. So I'm going to just follow that. And you're going to close up the sides. And then we'll be done. So I would actually have been done with this if I hadn't, like I frogged this a few times just to get it to a size, a width that I felt comfortable with. And then also, like, in the comments of that video, at least somebody that had sized it up kind of put their stitch counts in, which was good because I was able to kind of follow along with that as well, just to keep myself sane. But yeah, this is it. This is, I like this cotton. It's definitely a good, decent cotton to wear to make some simple wearables with. It's a little bit heavy. I feel like if I were to make a full something with this, it would hang very heavily. Like even just this body part, which is only like a half shirt, like not even arms, feels a little heavy right now because it's a 4-way cotton, you know, but I think it's fine. Just something to think about if you were thinking about making a wearable with this, but I think it's fine. So yeah, there's that. I'm happy about that. She's excited. She's seen it over like a video call. I kind of absent-mindedly, I was sitting here actually talking to her yesterday, and I picked it up and started working on it absent-mindedly. And she was like, is that my shirt? And I was like, oh yeah, it is. And she was like, it's so pretty, which is good because she is a teenage girl and she does hate everything that I wear and make and like, you know, just out of principle. So the fact that she likes it. Sorry, that's some tea. Very thirsty. I don't know why. I have this habit that I've had my entire life of leaving my spoon and my tea bag in my teacup. Because we've been drinking tea since I was a toddler probably. And I think when we were younger, me and my brothers drinking it, because it was so hot, we would like actually spoon it out and like blow on it before we like put the liquid in our mouth. And I think that's where that habit comes of keeping the spoon in the tea. I do the same thing with my coffee. And sometimes when I'm like working, I'm on a video call and I have my coffee here and I'll like pick it up and then I'll be a little bit embarrassed because my spoon is in my cup, but what are you gonna do? I didn't even know until like probably my second marriage, my current marriage, that was weird. So, you know, whatever. Okay, so next closest thing to being done is my flax sweater. So I have put in my cake is barely holding it together, so I'm gonna be gentle with it. This is the front. I have put in a couple of inches, not tons, since we last talked, but what is that, about 3 inches since we last talked. I'm really close to being done with the body of my sweater. Let me scoot back a little so I can hold it up for you. So that's what it is, where we're at. If you guys remember, this is the back, pretty much the same, except I did a little, we did do some shaping in the back. So the stripes are a little bit different in the back and the front because for a few rows we worked exclusively in the back. So we have this big, mainly this white panel here. Okay, if you remember, this is the flax sweater, so it does have, I show you guys this every time, the pearl panel. It's gonna go all the way down the arms. I've been thinking about how I'm gonna do the arms. It's so pretty. I love it so much, honestly. These colors and the shape. I've been thinking about how I'm gonna do the arms. Sorry, I was looking for my tape measure to see exactly where I am. I know I've got one nearby. Oh, here. I have to do 15 inches under the armpit here before I do the waistband. So I know I'm really close. I think I'm at 10. Let's see. It's hard to tell because I don't like to. So yeah, I'm right about 10 inches. So 5 more inches, and I can do the waistband. So I've been thinking about doing the arms because I do have right here, that is a here here is a second cake of this what is your name? This Karen skinny cake in the color melon smoothie, which is it's discontinued, not discontinued yarn. We still have skinny cakes, thank goodness. But we don't have this color anymore. This is from a couple of years ago, but I do have that one. So I do want the sleeves to match up at least somewhat. So I'm going to have to do them at the same time. So how do you guys usually do that? I'll have to really think about it. I do not want, I feel like I mean, I'll do it if I have to, but I'd rather not like cut the sleeve, like do 5 rows or whatever and cut, and then do 5 rows and cut. Or what, you know what I mean? I'd rather not do it like that, but I will if I have to. But I feel like, is it possible? It's gotta be possible to put both of these sleeves on the needle, on the needle at the same time. So okay, that's one option, is to like do it and cut, do it and cut. The other option is to take this cake apart and just do 2 identical smaller cakes out of it and then work them at the same time. Or is it possible to put both of these sleeves on the needle? I'm assuming there is. I have to like put these, yeah, I feel like I could, right? I could put these stitches on, and then instead of closing the loop, then I would come over here, put these stitches on. It would be a little fiddly, especially at the beginning, I feel like. But it would pretty much have to like put all of these stitches on the loops, like go around. That'd be hard. But anyway, what do people usually do, you guys? How do you guys usually do that? Managing it so that when you're doing a stripe pattern, your sleeves are at least close to matching up. I would think probably the easiest thing to do would be to break that cake up into 2. So I would like, let's say, okay, so this ends on like a teal row. So maybe like see, it doesn't go in the same order. Where's a teal? Okay, so right here. So probably like start one like right here. And then there's a second teal part right here, and so I would like pull it apart like here and work from here in and here in. I think it's probably the best way to do it. Anyway, I think we can get these last 5 inches done this weekend. So here's my order so far. I'm gonna finish this because all this has to do is be sewn together, and when it ends woven in, and then it's done, throw it in the wash. This, just get my 5 inches done, and then I'll start working. Then I can start working on the waistband, which I think is like 2 inches, which I think it should match this ribbing here, I believe. And then figure out the sleeve situation. Back upstairs. All right, and then next thing, third closest to being done, this sock. I've stopped in the middle of a row. I must have been working on this while I was waiting for something to happen at work, I think. So let me just finish it while we're talking. This is made with Lena's Do Something. My cat knocked the cake band, or the spool band, bobbin band, yarn band, how about that, over. It's like on the floor there, and I haven't bent over to reach it. But it is a 75% wool, 25% nylon yarn. It says what is the word? Some kind of wool, I don't remember, but anyway, wool. You see, I've been kind of alluding to, there's some green undertones. We've gotten there. It's hard to see it in the sock right now. I mean, you can definitely see a color change, but in the sock itself, to me, it still looks more blue than green. But like in the bobbin, I can see the green. But we're here. And then you see it's gonna go back to the light blue again. So it started here. Now this, on the bobbin, it says it does make 2 identical socks. So we'll see if it does. So probably when I finish this, I'll probably have to cut it. I'll most likely have to cut it back down to like the light blue again, if I have any left over, because this is gonna be a man sock, so it's gonna take a lot more. And then I'll start over and I'll try to match them up as best as I can. This sock is going to be for my cousin's husband. I did talk to her earlier this week. I talked to her earlier this week. And I reminded her, I was like, hey, let me know your family shoe size. I was like, it doesn't have to be exact, something close, like err on the side of bigger. And she was like, I'm so curious the way you're doing with it. I was like, I can't believe she didn't figure it out. But I was like, I'm not buying you shoes, just don't worry about that. And so she was like, even her son, because he wears size 14. I was like, that is a big foot. But he's a tall kid. She's like, yeah, his feet have always been huge. So these will probably not be for her, because what I'm going to do probably for him, because he has the biggest foot, is I will do, so this will probably be for her husband, which always was going to be. But for him, I'll find one that I know I have even more than the usual 100 grams, just to give myself a little extra cushion. So I have several that I can choose from, but for him, and his favorite color is red. I think I might use the red. I might only have 100 grams of that, actually. I was gonna say the Big Twist sock wool, not the KNC sock wool, the Big Twist sock wool. They were two different things. Has a red that I might have to use, but I think I only have one of those, and that's 100 grams, so I might not use that. But we'll see. Like I said, I have so much sock yarn, and I know I have some red ones. So yeah, actually, I think I know exactly what I'm gonna use. So he'll probably get that one, but this one, I think if I don't hear from her, I mean, I have time to just keep going, you know? I might just do it for like a size 11, I think would probably be good for him, 10 or 11 foot. I think that'll be safe, but I'll remind her. But I have time. Like, I'm just barely past the heel turn and the gusset reductions. Like, I've probably done, I think I finished those like, probably like right about here. Or here, I can't remember. I'm not even showing you. So I'm only like 10 or 20 stitches past the gusset reductions. And I know for my husband's size 11 socks, like I want to say 120 rows. Not stitches, yeah, rows. So I got time to figure out exactly what size I'm going to make this sock. But that's going to be for him. So that's number 3. And then number 4, which is so pretty, I love the way this is turning out, is my butterfly wrap, which may end up being a butterfly small blanket because it's so wide, so much wider than I thought it was going to be, which is fine. But not butterfly, firefly, dragonfly. Okay, I'm going to hold it up. So we got we got several repeats in. I think you guys can see the dragonfly motif. I still wish I could hold something behind it. I think that would make it easier to see. What is this? I have the paper here stuck to my desk. Does that help? I feel like it does. Okay, so here's the the dragonfly motif, as you see. So these are the V-stitch that kind of separates each of them, and then that's the dragonfly. It is, I want to say, a 8-row repeat, but it's pretty easy. After the first time going through it with the tutorial, it is a bag o' day tutorial. The first time going through it with the tutorial, after that, I was able to either remember what the next step was or easily look back at a previous dragonfly and see what the next step was. So it's very easy, but there is a lot of counting and just like keeping track of what row you're on, because each one is different, but it's working out great. This is being made with a this is a Hirschner's self-striping cotton yarn, which we all know is either Hobie yarn or Yarn Art yarn, or what's the other one it could be? I don't remember what the other one is that it could be, but they're all similar. It's the 4 strands of color that they replace one strand every yards to get this fading effect, to get this gradient effect. This one is going to go into some mauves. I think this is mauve, right? I don't know. And then into some like yellows. And I'm assuming in the middle here is like very yellow. Yes. So I have 2 of these. And I think I am going to use them both because this thing is so wide that I feel like if I only use the one, and I had always planned to use them both anyway, but I definitely think if I only use the one, that it's gonna be like a very shallow wrap, and then maybe 2 will make it a little bit big, not too big, but then it'll just kind of be kind of a very drapey, lacy, like lap blanket or something, or something like to throw over my feet on the couch or something. But anyway, it's very pretty. I'm loving the colors for that. I had posted a picture of that Spider Dream shawl Spider Dream tunic that I made on my Facebook, and I had a friend ask if she was like, well, are you selling these? I was like, I really don't like to sell stuff. It's too much, but I mean, I'd be happy to try to make you one if I have time, like DM me what we can do. So she DM'd me, and I asked her what color she likes, and she said she likes greens and blues, and I actually do not have, because remember I use the exact same, I use this stuff for that as well. And actually in all of my getting of these over the years, I have not ever gotten anything like greens and blues. I've gotten like kind of greens and mixed with other colors, blues mixed with other colors. Like, I don't know, I'm gonna have to figure out. So she said greens first. I have some that are just blue that I could do, but I feel like green was her first choice. And so I gotta, wait a minute, I thought I had a green one that went to white. I gotta look. I think I actually do have one that I can use. So I'm gonna see if I have time to make her one. I gotta find out exactly what size she is. I think she's about the same size as me. So that's another one that's gonna be hard to do for somebody else though, because it doesn't have exact sizing. It's just like, oh, if you can, these are things you can do if you want to make it bigger. And it worked out for me because I'm here. But I think she's much taller than me, but I think size-wise we're probably about the same. I feel like I'm talking quiet again. I know a couple of people said that they couldn't hear me in my last video. And I did say that I was going to try to speak louder. I'm now making concerted effort, but for the previous bits of the video that I haven't been, it's just my nature. I'm very soft-spoken. But let me try to speak louder now, project a little bit. So I might do, I gotta see if I can find, because I have a picture in my head of a green going into like a really light cream or white gradient, but I don't remember seeing it when I dug through my collection the other day. So I'm gonna look again. If not, maybe I'll just order her one. But we're so busy with like stuff lately that she may have to wait till things settle down too. And then lastly, I did mention that I didn't start my baby blanket. I told you guys that I was going to do a Call the Midwife blanket with this beautiful, so soft, so snuggly, what do you call it again? Patton's Beehive Baby yarn. And I will. Maybe I'll start it this weekend. Because we're getting closer and closer to September. I cannot remember when my friend's baby shower is, but let's err on the side of getting it done quickly. So this may take over for some other stuff soon. But yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. I guess that's it. Other than that, not much going on. I was gonna talk to you guys earlier this week and I couldn't, and the reason why is ridiculous. Okay, so I think, if you look at my eyes, I noticed it, but you probably wouldn't have noticed it. This eye is a little smaller right now than this eye, my left eye. I made the mistake of helping my husband with yard work on Sunday, and while I was out there, a bug flew into my eye and got lost in there. I'm sorry if that's gross. So I spent the next 2 days like feeling, like trying to get it out, like feeling like something in there, and just like my eye being like more and more irritated, more and more red, and trying to get it out. And then by Tuesday morning, this guy right here was like swollen or irritated to the point where it was like, it wasn't swollen shut, but it was like, ugh, I can't even do. It was like this. That's how I woke up. And I could see out of it, but like this is how I woke up. And then I finally remember that my kitchen, because because I was upstairs in my room, like doing my best to try to like throw water in my eye and like cold compresses and just like trying to blink it out, like doing like this, just trying to blink it out for like a couple of days and just getting worse and worse. And then I remember in my kitchen that I have like the kind of the pull down faucet. After 3 days, I remembered that. So finally just stuck my head under this and just was like went and just flushed it as best as I can. And that helped a lot. So that was like Tuesday, I want to say, and then it progressively got better. I think I did it a couple more times, just like when I was showering, just like flushed it really good. And then I have some eye drops that I've just had from the last time there was a eye infection in our house, and so I've just been putting that in, and so now it's better. But I didn't want to, like, if I had come on earlier this week, my eyes, both of them were just really red, especially this one obviously, but just like I've been rubbing them both for like they were really red. This one was I looked like a Quasimodo from the Hunchback of Notre Dame cartoon. So I didn't come on earlier this week, or I would have come and chatted with you guys. So that's just one little funny thing. But we're all good now. I think my eye will live. I was really like a day away or a few hours away. I would have gone to the urgent care on Tuesday, like after work, if it hadn't started improving. Like by midday, like it was open again enough that I could like see the whites of it. And then by the end of the day, it was not like this yet, but it was better. But yeah. It was still like really red and it wasn't feeling great, but now it feels pretty normal. So I think we're all about good now. Anyway, so that was fun. And then hilariously, not hilariously, but it was like Tuesday or Wednesday, I went out to get my mail and then a bug almost flew into this eye, but I closed it like just in time. Or no, yeah, it was Tuesday afternoon. So it was like, came right in and it almost got in there, but I closed it just in time. Or I'd have been down 2 eyes. Anyway, other than that life update, we are very close to getting a house. We did find one that we really liked. We found actually a couple that we really liked, including that first one that went off the market. I think it came back on the market, though it's down the list now for the same reason that we didn't jump on it at first, you know, because of the storage issues. But now we're more confident that we can make it work. But we found some stuff we like better. So we did find a house when we went hunting last week. And last Saturday, it was the last house we looked at. It's the last house I added. No, it was the second to last house we looked at. It was the second to last house that we even added to our schedule for showings at the last minute. I didn't even send it, I don't think, to my husband because it's bigger. So my house is like 2,000 square feet right now. He really was wanting to downsize. I'm not really wanting to downsize, and but I was gonna go with it, and we could downsize and I'd be fine. Like we really wanted a ranch. Like I was pretty fine with a ranch too, like a nice big kind of sprawling ranch. This is not a ranch, and it's actually bigger. I didn't even send it to my husband, but I saw it come through like toward the end of the day, and I sent it to our showing agent, who's been like showing our houses. And she added it, but I didn't show it to him because I was like, I was like, he's gonna be, he's really dead set on like our second choice, not dead set, but he's really enthusiastic about that one. He wasn't even really, I don't think, loving the idea of looking at anymore, but that house I knew wasn't gonna work, or probably isn't gonna work as well as he thinks it is. So I was sending him houses throughout the week and he was finding something wrong with all of them. So this last one, it just came in at the last minute. I just sent it to our agent, and she added it to our list for the next day. And we went and saw it, and I knew he was like, if I sent it to him, he would be like, oh, it's in an HOA, oh, it's more square, it's too big, etc. And then one of the other houses that I had sent to him that he said was too big, I went ahead and put it on the list for our agents because I have to see it. Like I can look at the pictures, but I have to like really see it to figure out like, is it too much? Is it like, how's it actually set up? Is it gonna work? So I put it on the list, so we went and see it. And once we saw it, he was like, actually, yeah, this could work. I'm glad we looked at this, So then I think he was like in a better frame of mind to look at some of the other ones. Because the first couple houses we saw were ones that he had liked, that he had sent me, and they actually were busts. Like once you actually got in them, they wouldn't work. So this one was one that I sent that he said wouldn't work. And then once we got in there, we was like, oh, it might work. But then the yard wouldn't really work. It was crazy. It was like terraces, like terraced yard. Like you couldn't even mow it. And it would have been like a lot. You would literally have to go and weed whack every crevice of it every few weeks, and there was trees everywhere and like hedges you had to keep trimmed. It was a lot. It was like way too much work the yard would have been for us to keep up with, but for what was inside, it probably would have been kind of worth it. But it wasn't the best. It was a lot. It was a much older house. It was in a really nice neighborhood though. It was a much older house though. So then the next one we looked at was, I told you guys we're moving to Douglasville, Georgia. It's really near to downtown Douglasville, which has like some good little restaurants, some brunch shops. It has there's a couple of parks, like big parks, like in either direction, within like 3-minute drive of this place. So it's nice. But and we had found a house a few weeks ago near downtown Douglasville that we'd really liked, but we had decided, we'd really been excited about it, but then I'm thinking about it, we were like, no, it's not gonna work. It was the same kind of thing. It was too old. The master setup was not what we wanted. The closets were too small, a lot of things. But a lot of things about it would work really well. And it was really close to downtown Douglasville, like walking distance. So we were kind of were disappointed that we weren't going to be in that location, even though we kind of knew that house wasn't going to work. So we were happy to find a place that was like still kind of close to that location. And the main thing, like we want a ranch because my aging mom lives with us. And so once like stairs become an issue for her, we don't want it to be an ordeal getting her out of her room or up and down out of the house. So we wanted like a walk-in ranch. This is not, but it has a main floor bedroom, and it's a good sized bedroom. And then upstairs it has 2 big bedrooms, the master and another room, and they share a Jack and Jill bathroom, which we were like, oh, absolutely not. But then we were like, you know, whatever, it's just the kids, they're not there all the time. And then downstairs it has a finished basement, and it has another full bedroom and a full bathroom. And a few of the other like finished basements were not great, but this is like a fully finished basement, and the bedroom is like a real bedroom. It's not just some dungeon cave. And the bathroom is like a full bathroom. All 4 of the rooms have walk-in closets, which is something I've never seen anywhere. So everyone's gonna have a lot of closet space. So what me and my husband thought about doing was the upstairs is just gonna be our space. So we're gonna have the master, and then the Jack and Jill bathroom in between, and then my office will be up there. And then that'll also be like where he keeps his books. If he wants to come in and read, pretty much it'll be like our office space, but that's where I'm gonna work. And then the main floor is where the living room, the kitchen. It doesn't have a dining room, which was a big issue I saw with the house that was identical to his parents' house. Like it doesn't have a dining room either, but this has a lot like more to make up for that. But down there would be like that, the living room, my mom's bedroom, her full bathroom, which is adjoining. So it's also like the guest bathroom. It's the main floor bathroom, but it's a full bathroom. And then it adjoins to the room that would be my mom's, in the living room and kitchen. And then it goes out into like a back patio, which I don't love. It's like not a back patio, a back deck. It's one of those that's really high. I don't love it, and it's really small, but it's okay because I have a huge deck now that I never use. So I just know we'll probably never use a deck anyway. But this one's like right off the kitchen, a lot of light. I guess it's an eat-in kitchen, but even that, it's not great use of space, and there's just no way to even finagle a dining room out of it, which is a little sad for me. But then downstairs you have a full basement. It has a full big open area, like family room, whatever. So that will be most likely where my mom's crafting stuff will be. That'll be where the TV will be, the couch. There's enough space to put like a ping pong table. It opens up into a back patio that's like under the deck, all into the backyard, which the backyard is very small, but it's also a little bit, you can tell like the wilderness has kind of crept in, like it's open, whereas my current backyard is all wooded. This one has like open grass area, but you can tell like some of the tree line has just kind of encroached a little bit. So we just have to beat it back a bit, and then we're gonna have to fence it in for the dogs. And then that's where the 4th bedroom is with its full bathroom and its walk-in closet. So the kids will be down there, because the whole thing was like, I'm not gonna be no evil stepmother, like putting my stepkids like down in the basement. And my son is actually gonna be staying with his dad primarily because of his school. This is gonna be far from his school. So it's mainly gonna be the stepkids that are using that space more. So I'm just like, I'm not putting my kids in the basement, like the stepkids in the basement, and none of the ones I see. But this is like a full nice it's just a bottom floor, you know. It's got windows, it's got open, like it opens to outside, things like that. So it'll be nice. So we did put in an offer, and I already scheduled the inspection, but technically the offer has, like, it's been accepted verbally, but because my realtor sent it off this morning, and then the realtor didn't get back to her until really late this afternoon, that we had that there was we had one initial missing, both me and my husband. So we had to, like, it was like 4:50, and we had to sign it real quick and try to get it back to them because it's like a corporate owned place, so they're done by 5. But we didn't end up getting it back to the sellers before they were done for the day. So barring no better offer coming in, like, we'll hopefully get it accepted by Monday morning, and then can get the ball rolling on underwriting and all that stuff. So yeah, we're looking to close in about 30 days. So yeah, and I got the offer to sell my house. I have to accept it by tomorrow. We were hoping to get it extended till Monday, just to make sure that this one doesn't fall through. But I'm just gonna go ahead, I think, and accept it because we do have some backup houses. So yeah, that's the house. That's the hopefully, prayerfully, this we'll be packing up soon, which is bittersweet for me. I love my house. I love my neighborhood. I have the best neighbors. Like, I live on the perfect little quiet cul-de-sac. Like, all my neighbors are great. Like, they're wonderful, you know. So I was not planning to ever, like, I was planning to leave here, but I was not planning to leave here anytime soon. And it's just some, like, different family things that have made moving a necessity more than, like, something we were planning to do or we wanted to do anytime soon. So it's bittersweet, you know. It's, like, very far from where my son will be living. So I'll be commuting a lot to like, get him to soccer practice and, you know, get to his things and school events, things like that. But it just is what it is. So yeah, so that's really sad, actually. I'm, like, less excited than I should be, but it is what it is. I was hoping we, like, land a little bit more in the middle, but it just wasn't to be. Like, logistically, financially, a lot of things, a lot of reasons, like, why it just, like, being in a more central area just didn't make as much sense. So we're moving close to where my husband's family lives and where the stepkids live, which would be, you know, good for him. So I guess I had my turn of being really close to my kids, so he gets his turn being really close, like, or much closer to his kids. So it's fine. Fair is fair. That wasn't part of the discussion or anything, but it's just, like, my thinking, at least. So yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, that's what's going on. We'll keep you guys posted on, or I'll keep you posted on how everything's working out, but that's what we're looking at now. So it might be a little bit busy. I know I'm being quiet again. I'm really sorry. It might be a little bit busy. It's also, like, kind of like, it's late. It's after 11. So I also, like, when I'm kind of chatting late at night, which is when I do most of my videos, I always try to keep my voice down just so I'm not disturbing other people in the house, even though right now it's just me and my mom here and she's way upstairs. But still, I don't know, I'm just, like, really self-conscious, I guess, about making my things, like, encroach upon other people. So yeah, the last thing is I do still have 5 mystery boxes. Those are them right here. Point there. This is where my finger is. So this is the last 5. So if you were wanting to get one and hadn't got one yet, or if you you can go to the shop and like them just to keep them out there, that'd be helpful, and try to get rid of these last handful of them before I gotta start packing up the rest of my house. That'd be great. Everyone that's got them so far has loved them, so I thank everyone that has given me feedback, and it's almost always, it has pretty much all been positive. So I thank you guys. It makes me feel good that, you know, that you appreciate the yarns that I put in there, because I did try to not just be, like, giving my cast offs or anything. Like, it's stuff that, like, I don't, you know, stuff that I wouldn't be ashamed to give, you know, to someone else. So some of it is stuff that I really like and just knew I wouldn't get around to using. Some of it is stuff that, as my taste in what I make have changed, that I'm like, okay, I don't think, like, almost everything size 5 and above I got rid of, because I'm like, I don't ever even enjoy using that size for the most part anymore. So everything I make is with 4 and below yarn. So, you know, it wasn't that there was anything wrong with it. It's good yarn. It's just something that I know I'm not going to use or definitely enjoy using. But anyway, let me get out of here. We're at 45 minutes. I really was not planning to be on here long. But that's everything that's going on. I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll show you this shirt before I give it to my niece, which I don't know when I'm next going to see her in person. So it might be a while anyway. Hopefully I'll show you this sweater soon. Whatever else. I'll show you this blanket when I get started on it. I will start on it before I talk to you again. So you'll have something new to look at. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you all for watching. Please remember to like and comment and subscribe. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.